With so much biased reporting from both sides, it's hard to get a clear understanding of what's happening in politics objectively. So let me break down this big new law that just passed, fairly and clearly, covering both sides. In short, the new law reduces taxes significantly, but also reduces welfare benefits. The catch is that it cuts taxes by about $4 trillion, but welfare benefits by only around $1 trillion. Meaning we're going to have to borrow roughly $3 trillion to cover this difference. Democrats argue that these tax cuts primarily benefit the wealthy, while welfare reductions hurt lower income people the most, effectively shifting resources from poorer people to rich people. Republicans counter by saying the tax cuts help everyone, not just the wealthy, and that welfare cuts mainly target waste, fraud, and abuse already in the system. So what's the truth? Let's look at the tax cuts first, as the largest part of this bill isn't the new cuts. It's extending tax cuts from 2017 under Trump, which are set to expire soon. Those cuts reduce taxes from every income level and business, and doubled the standard deduction, saving most households annually around $2,000. This new bill makes those cuts permanent and even slightly increases the standard deduction. Democrats criticized these cuts originally because, naturally, wealthy people benefit the most. They pay more taxes, so these cuts help them save lots and lots of money. Some call it a handout to big businesses and billionaires. Republicans argued this made the U.S. more attractive to businesses, helping economic growth. Smaller items in the bill, like no taxes on tips and reduced estate taxes for the rich, have been debated a lot. But financially, they have minor impacts on most people. Now, about welfare cuts. Are millions going to really lose healthcare overnight? Well, not exactly. The main welfare changes involve Medicaid and food stamps, introducing a requirement that all adults must work 20 hours a week to qualify, unless they are disabled or have young children. So you will probably like this change if you are concerned about the freeloaders and misuse of the system. But a big counterargument to this is that this will harm those who lose their jobs and suddenly have no access to affordable healthcare or food support when they needed the help the most. For example, if you lose your job now, you might lose employer-provided health insurance and Medicaid simultaneously, leaving you stuck with expensive private insurance or huge medical bills when you're least able to pay them. Beyond welfare and tax cuts, this massive 870-page law changes other things, like eliminating clean energy tax incentives, increasing military and deportation funding, tightening student loan conditions, and raising the child tax credit. Overall, the lowest income earners could be worse off, especially if unemployed, while middle-class households could benefit by thousands of dollars a year. But we can't overlook that $3 trillion debt increase. The U.S. debt is already massive. Interest payments alone exceed our entire defense budget. That, and our government spending, in orange, is already way higher than our tax revenue, shown in green. So this $3 trillion will push these lines even further apart. This seems really irresponsible, but Trump argues that the economic growth from these cuts will offset this borrowing, predicting around a 5% growth. However, independent experts disagree, estimating the growth closer to 0.5 to 1%. Historically, Bush said similar promises from past tax cuts haven't fully panned out. I hope this overview helped clarify what's really changing with this new law.